Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. So, if you're tuning in, you're probably laser focused on a pretty big goal right now. I know exactly how you're feeling. The JLPT N5 exam is just looming over you, the pressure is totally mounting, and honestly, looking at that massive mountain of characters you need to memorize can feel a little bit overwhelming. But hey, let's just take a deep breath. Seriously. Because today, we're going to completely demystify this whole process. We are turning all that anxiety into absolute confidence through a highly structured visual masterclass. And this quote right here completely grounds our mission for today. As the JLPT exam is nearing, here is a list of kanjis for N5 level. This comes directly from our source material, giving us a perfectly curated, highly targeted list of essential kanjis. So, you literally don't need to go scouring the internet or flipping through crazy heavy textbooks right now. Everything we're learning today is pulled straight from this specific, streamlined list. Just consider this explainer your direct, totally stress-free study session where we're going to lock these foundational characters into your memory together. Okay, let's dive into this. Before we actually look at the characters themselves, we kind of need to understand how our data is structured. Learning a new kanji is, well, it's basically like putting together a multi-part puzzle. And our source organizes this puzzle into 4 distinct pieces. First up, we've got the kanji character itself, the actual visual symbol. Next is the Onyomi, which is the original Chinese-derived reading. You'll usually see it written in katakana in your textbooks, but we've got it in romaji here to make it super easy to pronounce. Then comes the Kunyomi, that's the native Japanese reading. And finally, the core meaning. Understanding this anatomy means you're going to know exactly how to read and process the info we're about to break down. To make this super efficient, we've organized our 11 kanji into a really clear thematic roadmap. Mastering spatial kanji, exploring nature kanji, understanding people kanji, the final essential kanji, and then finally, we'll see if you are exam ready. All right, let's jump right in. First up, mastering spatial kanji. We're talking direction and space. Here are the first 3 kanji from our source material. I really want you to just examine these for a second. Look at how they're constructed. Actually, even if you don't know the stroke order yet, you can instantly see how they visually relate to spatial concepts, right? They're like anchoring points. We've got a character for being inside, one pointing up, and one pointing down. Let's break them down one by one so you can see exactly how they function. All right, our very first character. The meaning is inside, within. Visually, it literally looks like a line drawn right through the center of a box, perfectly capturing that idea of being inside something. Now, checking the readings from our source, the Onyomi is pronounced chu. Go ahead and actually say that out loud wherever you are. Chu. And the Kunyomi is naka. Say it with me, naka. Connecting that visual of the line going inside the box to the sounds chu and naka is your absolute first step to N5 mastery.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how perfectly these 2 characters contrast with one another. They are just natural opposites. On the left, we've got the concept of to rise, to climb, or above. Its Onyomi is jo, and man, look at all those complex Kunyomi readings. Ue, noboru, ageru. Those represent a few different Japanese verbs and directions for going up. Then on the right, we have the exact opposite, below, under. Its Onyomi readings are ka, ge, and its Kunyomi readings are shita, oriru, sageru, again covering the verbs and nouns for going down or lowering. Seeing them side by side like this, it totally helps your brain map the concept of up versus down at the exact same time.
Moving on to our second section, exploring nature kanji. Let's shift our focus outward to the natural environment. Next up, we've got 3 nature-based kanji. And the absolute beauty of these characters is that they are highly pictographic. They were originally drawn to look exactly like the things they represent out in the real world. So we're looking at a mountain, a river, and a tree. Let's see exactly how to read them. Let's compare these 2 natural features. On the left, we've got the majestic mountain. Its Onyomi is san or zan, and its native Kunyomi is yama. Just look at the character itself. It literally looks like 3 mountain peaks, right? Then on the right, we have the flowing river. Its Onyomi is sen, and its Kunyomi is kawa or gawa. And again, just notice the shape. 3 vertical lines perfectly mimicking the flow of water. Honestly, compared to all those complex verbs we just saw for up and down, these meanings are incredibly straightforward. You've got yama, the mountain, and kawa, the river. Rounding out our nature section is this highly essential character. The meaning is tree. I want you to really lock this one in, so let's practice the readings provided by our source. The Onyomi is moku or boku, and the Kunyomi is ki or gi. Visually, just imagine a solid trunk with roots sweeping down to the sides and branches reaching out. So whenever you see the symbol, think of those tree branches and remind yourself, Onyomi, Moku, Boku, Kunyomi, Ki, Gi. All right, Section 3, Understanding People Kanji. We are transitioning from the natural world to the human beings that inhabit. Now, don't let this slightly larger block of 4 kanji intimidate you. We're going to build this out really logically. We'll start with a broad, general concept of a human being, and then we're going to drill down into specific individuals: a man, a woman, and a child. Following this logical progression is going to make recalling them on the exam so much easier. Let's kick it off with the foundational concept. The meaning here is simply person, and if you look at the shape, it literally resembles a person standing right there on 2 legs. According to our data, the Onyomi readings are nin, jin, and the Kunyomi readings are hito, bito. You'll see this character everywhere in Japanese. It attaches to other kanji all the time to indicate a nationality or profession. But at its core, for the N5, you just need to know it stands for a person. Nin, jin, and hito, bito. And this brilliantly illustrates the power of contrast in our study session. Just like we did earlier with up and down, let's compare man and woman. On the left, we have man. The Onyomi readings are dan, nan, and the Kunyomi is otoko. Then on the right, we have woman. The Onyomi readings are jo, nyu, and the Kunyomi is onna. By displaying them right next to each other, you can use their natural contrast to really boost your visual retention. You got otoko on the left and onna on the right. To complete our human family here, we have the character for child. Our source defines it Onyomi as she, su, and it gives us the nice, really simple kunyomi of ko. It's a super distinct shape, and it pops up all the time in names or words related to small things and offspring. So just remember, to finish off the people category, we have ko, the child. Section 4, the final essential kanji. Let's look at the very last tool on our N5 list. I want you to look really closely at this single row. This character means book. But as you scan across the columns, Onyomi, Kunyomi, meaning, do you happen to spot something a little unusual in the way this data is presented compared to the 10 previous kanji we just looked at? Yep, exactly. The missing Kunyomi. Out of our entire 11 kanji master list, this is literally the only entry that has a blank dashed line where the native Japanese Kunyomi reading would normally sit. So the crucial point is that when it comes to the character for book, your study load is actually reduced. You only need to remember the Onyomi variations provided here. Hon, bun, pun. There's absolutely no separate Kunyomi to memorize for this specific N5 requirement. Just hon, bun, pun, meaning book. And what's super interesting is that this kanji looks a lot like the kanji for tree that we learned earlier, but with a small horizontal line added near the bottom that marks the root or origin. Books originally come from trees, which is honestly a fantastic way to link the two in your mind. Finally, part 5. Are you exam ready? Let's take a quick second to reflect on what you've just accomplished. 11. That is the number of highly targeted, absolutely essential N5 kanji you have just successfully walked through and completely mastered from our source list. You tackled directions, geography, human beings, and even the very books you used to study. You've broken down their anatomy, compared their Onyomi and Kunyomi readings, and totally locked in their meanings. So, 11 kanji mastered. Are you ready for the N5? I mean, after actively working through these, repeating the readings out loud, and visualizing these concepts, you are in a significantly stronger position than when you first hit play on this explainer. Keep practicing those visual connections, trust in this structured approach, and just let your curiosity guide you through the rest of your studies. Best of luck on your exam. You've got this, and keep learning.